Bek Lover.
Welcome to another live stream. This is your boy Bek Lover, and you're watching Interesting Times right here on the Bek Lover podcast, where I cover all the strange news, everything that's going on and what could be going on. A lot of fishy things going on, so I would stay tuned on this episode. Make sure you smash that button. If you want someone that's going to do the homework for you, the analysis, give you their opinion, and invites you to give you your opinion, you're at the right place. Make sure you drop comments on every episode you watch, because I do read them and I do respond. I want to thank you for joining me on this Saturday night. It's over here. I'm in ground zero. I'm in ground zero right now. I'm in UFO Mecca right now. I am on the New Jersey side of the Hudson River. I am surrounded by all types of activity and rumors and speculation, and there's so much going on, and nobody knows what the fuck is going on. And that's the truth. But there is some people that know what's going on. I promise you there's some people that know what's going on. And if you think that the government doesn't know what these objects are, or maybe holograms are, well, you're wrong. If you think you can sit here and clap for SpaceX, and you see the rockets going up in the air, and we were bragging last month, it's never been done before, a rocket this size, and it shot up and everyone's cheering, and then the rocket comes and lands right back in the same spot, and they can't tell us what these things are. You're hearing rumors that they have no heat signature, they're unmanned, they're not a threat. My friend, unknown phenomenon to the public, maybe to a lot of politicians, maybe the groundwork for a very devious plan. Listen, I'm hearing every type of theory you can hear. It's aliens, okay? You have the people that love Billy Carson, a deceiver in my opinion, and STEVEN Greer, Dr. Greer. I don't care if you're part of that alien group. And the reason I'm throwing Greer in there too is because he just released an episode with Billy Carson, the fraud, who, in my opinion, and I don't say fraud for business reasons, but fraud with his knowledge. We all make mistakes. But when we catch our mistakes, we either A, issue an apology, or B, say we misspoke. I've misspoken sometimes. I said that angels don't have free will, but it's a very complicated subject. In essence, do they have free will? Yeah, angels have free will, but not the way we do. So you've heard me on other podcasts saying, angels don't have free will. They can only do what God commands them. Well, technically they have a little free will, but they don't have the same devoid defects that we do as human beings. They don't have the same desires. They don't have the same temptations. And they get to see God, so they know God's real, and they know his punishment is. And we have to go based on faith. We can't see God, which makes the test a million times harder, because if we knew God was real, then we know hell is real. We know the devil's real. And you wouldn't operate maybe based on your true nature. So, yeah, do angels have free will? They have a little bit of free will, from what we can tell, what we know of them. But from what I understand, and from my faith's perspective, the religion of Islam, they don't disobey God. So to me, if you're not going to ever disobey God, it might mean that their will is better than ours, or they don't have the same nature as human beings, the same darkness, but they also get to see God. And when you can see that the test is real, when you can see that the creator exists, you're going to operate differently. I don't care what species you are, if you have wisdom. Maybe that's why we can't see God. God supposedly gave Adam wisdom, intellect, right? So, in any event, I don't want to get sidetracked here. We are living in interesting times indeed. On a scale of 1 to 10, if I had to give you my personal prediction, and only God deserves all glory and praise, for only God knows the future and the past, and if a leaf falls off a tree, he knows where, when, and what time. To that supreme being that created the universe, not aliens, I've spoken about the demonic deception on many podcasts, and I believe that's exactly what's going on. And even if it's not demons that we can see with our own eyes, the people that are perpetrating what I think is going on are nothing more than demons in the human form. Human beings that have sold their souls for power, for corruption, for evil, and to try to take over the whole world and put all of us under one authority, their authority. If you're still stuck in the constraints of left or right, red or blue, gay or straight, black or white, you are a part of the problem of why humanity will not elevate and why we are being played with the way we do. There is no red and blue, black and white. There's us and these people. That's it. Who know what's going on, who are playing games, who don't want to tell you the truth until they tell you their truth. So you're begging them for information. You're begging them for a narrative when supposedly so many of you have awoken. You don't trust them for any other piece of news that you get. Why would you trust them for this? You answer that question. For those of you that write me messages in emails and send me the comments on there and you're so slick, explain to me how when you know you can't trust them about why certain things are happening in the Middle East, why certain laws are being passed, why certain agendas are being pushed on our children, why there's so much evil and corruption, and you don't believe them on any other topic, why would you trust them on this one? This is the first step to why would you trust them? And if you trust that they don't really know, you're a fool. You're a fool. They're boasting about 7,000 satellites, Starlink, and you can see this, and you can do this, and we're taking pictures millions of miles away in different galaxies. And they can't tell us what's less than a mile above our heads? No confirmation. We have F-17, F-18 fighters. We got drone technology. We got everything, and they're not going to tell us. They don't know. We don't know what it is, but it's not a threat. It's been going on for a month. You know why I think? I think is they have a plan. And I think they're testing the response on social media. Are they going to buy it or are they not going to buy it? That's what I think is going on right now. They're testing their response to whatever it is they have planned to see if they can actually get away with it based on their computations, based on their computers, based on their supercomputers. If you think they don't have them, they have them. They put in the data. You see social media, you know what it is? When it asks you, what do you think? All this information's gathered. If you don't think it is, it is. So if you're someone that's been writing against all this stuff and these people win, you're marked for elimination. Me and you, we're finished. We're not going to exist in the new world. People like me and you. I promise you. For what they're trying to bring into this world. Totalitarian world, not just a country, the entire world, one system. For you crypto people out there, begging them. Begging for the prison of tomorrow. For those of you who are still blinded by your greed when it comes to crypto, you can sit here and laugh at me all you want. All I needed to understand is how the universal ledger works. That's all I need to know. I don't give a shit what coin, what meme coin, what kind of money you're going to make with it. You mark my words. You have sold your freedom for tomorrow for today's gains. Or as God says in the book, woe to them who sold the hereafter, which is eternity, for the pleasures of this world. Fleeting pleasures. I'm 42 years old. You're not going to feel as great as you did when you're in your 20s. I already feel the difference. Nothing can be happy like when you're young and you don't know nothing and everything's new. There's nothing I can't do on this earth that I haven't really done already, that I'm not, like, nothing impresses me, man. It loses its luster. So maybe that's why these sick psychopaths, after they make a couple $1 billion and they've done everything, they have nothing better to do but try to destroy the world and humanity. I think they're just bored and evil. They've run out of shit to buy. I mean, how many times are you going to buy a Ferrari and be thrilled? You're bored. You've had it your whole life. You've had a private jet your whole life. You've gone everywhere on earth. You ate at every restaurant. You tried every food. If you're a sick bastard, you banged every broad. You're bored. So now they want to play with our lives because nothing else left to do. So, what do I think? I'm going to play some clips. You let me know what you think, and I'll tell you which one I think. Here we go. First clip up. Let's get it rocking. Damn, this camera's close on me tonight. I'm leaving early in the morning, so I just wanted to knock out a pod real quick, and I'm going to try to knock out my response to Wes Huff and Billy Carson in one episode. I might film it later. or right after this, actually, and then release it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do it on the road. The quality is not as great when I'm in my mobile studio. Here we go. What the is going on in New Jersey?
Posted this to TikTok. They're driving around near the drones that are flying around in New Jersey, and a strange transmission can be heard over this radio station that's supposed to be playing Christmas music. So someone posted this to TikTok. They're driving around near the drone.
Here's what I think. Here.
I walked out because it was worthless. It was the biggest amateur hour presentation I've ever seen about anything. Okay, it was ridiculous. There were no answers. Every question that was asked by a member of the state legislature, great questions, no answers, no resolution. They don't know where the drones are coming from. They don't know who's doing it. They don't know why they're doing it. But they say there's no credible threat. It was annoying to be there. I drove 2 hours to be here today. Spent an hour in there. I got to drive 2 hours back. The biggest waste of 5 hours in my entire life.
So why do you think they called this meeting?
No idea. Why would you call a meeting to tell people you don't know anything? I have no idea. And then when the legislators would ask questions, there were no answers. Here's the most frustrating part. The colonel of state police said that he had a helicopter of his flying over above one of these drones, a 6-foot drone or something. I can't remember exactly what he said. And he felt unsafe for his helicopter, so he just let it go. Just let it go. Where'd it go? Who knows? You know, didn't want to follow it because he didn't feel safe. Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? I mean, honestly.
Do they have any idea where these drones are originating?
No, they don't. They would. Maybe if they followed that sucker when it landed, they would know. But they don't. This is a complete lack of effort, in my opinion, on trying to figure this out. This is not about ability. We have the technology. We have the people. We have the training. We have the resources. We have the money. It's just a lack of effort. I mean,
why?
I don't know. They should be saying, you know.
Maybe because it's a psyop. Maybe because it's a false flag. Maybe there's a more nefarious agenda. Maybe because they think we're stupid and we don't realize that they know exactly what the fuck it is. Because whatever they're telling me, I'm going to believe the opposite. I'm already wired like that. I don't trust these fucking people at all. They lost our trust a long time ago, for those of that are paying attention. I hope you are. They've lied to you about what's in your food, what it does to you. Half of you are drinking the same liquid they make antifreeze with, which is propylene glycol. It took me years to figure out what was happening to my head, why it was bleeding. I went to 20 different dermatologists. We live in a time of mass misinformation, deception, corruption, lies, evil, sickness. But we should trust them, right? We should trust these fucking people. I don't trust them at all. I was talking about this type of stuff years ago. Go look at my work. Go to the Danny Jones podcast. People like Dr. Greer, people like Billy Carson are nothing more than new age prophets. In my opinion, sent to confuse humanity, to lead them down like demonic Pied Pipers, to believe in a reality that they were created or altered by aliens and not by God. Demonic deception. Now, if this is the main event, I don't know. It's starting to look like it. It's starting to look like this might be the main event. I leave that to God because only God knows the future. There might be a portal open. I've spoken about this work. We might actually see what we would all consider aliens. And if we should see those things with our eyes, they're not aliens. They are the demonic realm. They shapeshift. They travel faster than the speed of light. They can possess objects. They can move material objects. And if they've come into this dimension and you see stuff like this with your own eyes, then that's what it is. They are demons. They're going to try to convince you they've cured death and we're here to save you. And if it goes that way. Otherwise, it's a human deception to get control of the entire world. That is my true, honest opinion. The timing. You must look at it. There are no coincidences. Why is it every time Trumpy boy's going into office, something wild happens, the world gets shut down, now we're about to be invaded by aliens? You don't find it fishy? You don't find it strange? Seriously, just the timing of it all. Right before the new year, right before he's about to go in office. What more do you need to know? The timing tells you. It's the biggest clue. Let's watch another video. Here we go.
An alien invasion is being manufactured. Think about it. Do you really believe the oligarchs would tell us something that they don't want us to know? That slow drip of alien disclosures happening lately, UFO hearings, leaked videos, government officials reluctantly admitting there might be something out there. It's all theater, a drama designed to manipulate you. They want you to think the powers that be are resisting this disclosure, that they're being forced by public pressure to let the truth out. It's reverse psychology 101. The public celebrates, thinking they forced the truth out of the system, but it was part of the script all along. And why would they do this? Simple. Control. Think about it. What better way to unite the world under a single banner than by manufacturing a threat from beyond this planet? And this didn't come out of nowhere. No. Decades of alien-themed movies and TV shows have been conditioning us for this moment. They've drilled into our heads what an alien invasion looks like on the world stage and how it feels. They're priming you to react in exactly the way they want when the fake invasion happens. But here's the kicker. They're not stopping with just a fake invasion. They're going to fuse the concept of aliens with religion. Picture this. Instead of saying humans evolved naturally, they'll claim that aliens were our creators. Genetic modification, advanced technology. Call it if I told you that an alien invasion is...
I lean more towards that. Now, if you want proof of corruption, in my opinion, they give you the leader. This is the person that's going to help you figure what's going on. Just listen to them. They know everything. They're going to make you question your existence. I said this on the Danny Jones podcast. I said this on the Julian Dore podcast. You're going to see something that's going to make you question everything. If God even exists. There are no aliens in this dimension. We are the aliens. We are the ones. Now, may they have figured a way to come into our dimension? Is very probable. Some people would point towards CERN. And if you listen to that video when that pastor's preaching, it's very convincing. Let's play a little bit of this breaking news from Dr. STEVEN Greer and Billy Carson. If I was Dr. Greer, I wouldn't go anywhere near Billy Carson right now. I wouldn't go in the same room as him to taint your reputation. But here it is.
Head of this special forces unit that is going to be assigned to law enforcement, not the defector, and then our whistleblower, the Marine, Michael Herrera, who saw one of these man-made UFOs with special forces, special operators in the process of kidnapping humans that were created up to be taken into human experimentation. Now, the group that is defecting have been part of that, and they feel terrible about it, and they're going to expose those criminal activities. So this is going to be the biggest disclosure in modern history, bar none. And the name of this film, Battle for Disclosure, which I helped you with, that is the name that is an important one to remember. It's a battle. Now, why? Because after all this comes out, this is when the battle really begins. Because what does a new incoming president do about this? What is the Congress going to do about it? Do we put our military and the media go on this sort of rabbit hole of negative false information, which is 90% of, say, ufology, abductions, mutilations, good aliens, bad aliens, grays, all the stuff that's been put out there over 70 years of counterintelligence and psychological warfare operations. If that is where that goes, we're in an interplanetary conflict. If we can expose that as a big lie,
I think he's a part of it. I think he's controlled op, in my opinion. I think he's here to push that agenda that this is all real, aliens are real, we're about to go to war with aliens. If we see anything and with these eyes here that we have in this dimension, I promise you, if it's real and we start seeing it, not holograms, not Project Blue, you know what I'm talking about. Let's say it's real. Let's say you see your dead grandmother and the aliens come and they say, look, we cured death. Look, your grandmother's alive. I promise you that is a demon you're looking at that has got into this dimension, that has shapeshifted into your dead grandmother, that will speak exactly like she spoke and even have some of her memories because they have longer lifespans than we do. You must understand our true enemy, which is Satan. He can shapeshift. He's the deceiver. He can whisper into your soul and make you think those thoughts are yours. They follow us from the minute we're born. They share communication amongst themselves. They are an alien threat because people don't understand them. If we see aliens, I'm saying just remember this lecture. Do not be deceived. There is one God, and they're trying to take you away from that God, in my humble opinion. And they're trying to take away your freedom as a human being, regardless of what planet you're or what country you're in. This affects all of us. But to think for over a month, they don't know what this stuff is, or at least admit it's completely foreign. Come on, guys and girls. You've been preconditioned for a long time with E.T. go home, Elliot. Remember that stupid movie with that alien screaming? I'm not going to lie. When I went to Universal Studios, I would ride E.T. over and over again. I always had the bike with the basket where his head would pop up. Elliot, E.T. go home. We've been preconditioned. Ask yourself, can you trust them on any other issue? If not, then your answer is especially not on this one. Very simple. I know it's hard to critically think. I know you've been through a lot. I know you've been lied to a lot. I know you've been held down. I know you've been hit with all types of... I get it. Hold true. And especially if they come with some type of agenda that they're superior, they created us, they're the ones that made us, then it all fits into the New Age movement. To Scientology, to Jack Parsons, to all of them. To Dr. Greer, to Billy Carson, and everything I said is happening in that aspect. And I'm not alone. As a Muslim and a lot of Christians, they're awake. And these are the things that unite us and should unite us. Christians and Muslims, hold on to your faith. Understand who the demons are. Understand the people that work with them, that worship them and do rituals with cloaks all over the fucking world. And that all of it's coming out. And they need a distraction. Because what is in the darkness, God is bringing to the light. So they're trying to they're trying to put a bigger shadow over the truth to distract. Because people have 20-second memories before they scroll to the next video, before they scroll to the next girlfriend. Literally. That's how loyal we are to each other these days. Swipe left, swipe right. Those are the types of brains we're dealing with. Very easily to deceive. Very easy to deceive. This is my opinion. Let's see what the chat says. First of all, shout out to Scott H. and Nice de Paris. Buy a cup of McDonald's coffee. I appreciate it. So, what are people writing here? One world religion. I can't believe he's with Billy. The battle hasn't even begun. Ding, 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 ding. He's a joke from North Carolina. My grandma lives in my heart. I'm from South Carolina, survived Helene. And yes, we did a special about Helene and how they didn't even help you guys. Time for Americans to stand up. How convenient the Wizard of Oz movie came out and the burning out the aliens at the same time. Trump has said to shoot them down. That was on his X. Let's put that up real quick. X here. Let's go to Trumpy boy. Because I think he's trying to expose whatever this plan is. Because he realizes that, if I'm not mistaken, there's something called COG. COG. Not hog like a pig like most of these politicians. But COG. Continuity of government from some type of massive threat. If that happens, Trump, your boy, don't go into office. They have unlimited power. They install governors. And the next thing you know, you're under martial law because the aliens are coming.
This is an emergency broadcast of the broadcast situation. There are fucking aliens over your house right now. You're not allowed to leave your home. They have some type of virus.
I mean, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'll be gone for 6 days. I don't want to leave right now. I don't. I have to go. I'm worried about my kids. I'm worried about it because I don't know. You could see a blue screen real soon. I'm telling you. We're going over possible scenarios if that happens. The fact that you have hundreds of drones flying over the most populated parts of the United States of America and our own government can't even tell us what this stuff is. Over the most densely populated part. Not far from the World Trade Center. Flying over. Messed up a flight the other day. A danger to us at this point. Danger. And this is the best they can do. It's a very volatile time. Many predicted it. Many predicted that this time would come right now, actually. Right at this exact time. Right before he gets into office. Thousands and thousands of people on social media have come up with this scenario already. So if you're watching NWO, you ain't fooling us. We already know your playbook, man. You might fool the idiots that are still wearing masks outside. Still, today, they're wearing masks. Scared of their own light that God put in them. But there's many of us who don't have that fear. There are so many of us who know what you're up to, who say it out openly, and we fear nothing but God. We don't even fear losing our lives. There's nothing you can do to us. There's nothing you can take from us. We will live free. We will speak the truth until our last breath. And if you take our, if you do what you got to do, you do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. What did Donnie Boy say here? Donnie Boy's trolling on McGreevy, whatever his name is. I forgot his damn name. I don't even remember his name. So, what does he say here? Well, I don't see anything. He said shoot him down, but where's the post? I don't see the post here. I don't see the post on his wall. But I did hear that he said to shoot them down. Now, if you go on X Spaces right now, this guy, I used to host rooms with him. Oh, God. I used to host rooms with him on Clubhouse. Everyone's talking about it. Let's see what they got to say. Let's see. Can't hear anything. It's not playing. Maybe I can't while I'm broadcasting. I don't know. Drone sighting temporarily shuts down runways at New York airport. A frustrated, and she should be because she's a cunt, Governor Kathy Hochul has called for federal assistance after the latest drone sighting temporarily shut down an airport Friday night. So imagine, these things are shutting down airports, and there's no emergency, there's no threat, I'm flying tomorrow, I'm scared we're going to crash into one. Officials at Stewart International Airport, located roughly 60 miles north of New York City, said they shut down their runways for an hour after Federal Aviation Administration alerted them that a drone was spotted in the area around 9:30 p.m. There were no impacts to flight operations during the closure, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey said in a statement. Hochul said in a statement Saturday that the incident is the latest drone sighting in the state since mid-November and expressed her frustration. This has gone too far, she said. It's gone about as far as you putting a toll on New Yorkers in the middle of Manhattan that have already paid a toll to get into Manhattan. You're a joke, Kathy Hochul. So, let's see here. Hochul said she had called on the New York State Intelligence Center to probe the drone sighting. Specifically, she called on Congress to pass the Counter-UAS Authority Security, Safety, and Reauthorization Act, which would strengthen the FAA's oversight of drones and give more authority to state and local law enforcement agencies to investigate the activity. Residents and officials have been looking for answers after drones have been seen hovering over the sky in several locations. One FBI official said that out of the nearly 5,000 tips they have received, less than 100 have generated credible leads for further investigation. How are you going to investigate? They keep flying. These things are the size of cars. Okay? Mystery drone sightings keep happening in New Jersey. Here's what we know and don't know. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy wrote to President Joe Biden asking for answers. Andy Kim, state senator, spent Thursday night on a drone hunt in rural northern New Jersey. The FBI is among several agencies investigating, has asked residents to share videos, photos, and other information that may have the drone. How about you send your fucking drones up there, our satellites, call Uncle Elon up, bring the fucking Starlink, bring the satellites. You have the fucking imagery. You could zoom in from space, missile-guided systems taking out terrorists that are fucking 10 stories below ground, and you can't tell us what's only a half a mile above our heads? Come on. Come on. Tell that to an idiot. Tell that to someone still wearing a mask over their face from the last PSYOP you pulled on 2019. Tell it to those people, because those people will believe you. Those people, you tell them, anything. And, oh yeah, it was on TV. Guess what? I'm on TV too, stupid. It was on TV. I saw it on TV. It must be real. I don't have to critically think. I can sit there and be spoon-fed. Have you trusted them for anything else? Did they tell you the truth? Years later, why they went to Afghanistan, why they went to fight ISIS. How did that work out? We found out. We financed them. We funded them. We supported them. That's why Syria just fell. The same guys that took out the World Trade Center, those groups of people, now we're back. And now they're good guys. We should believe them now. We should trust them. We should trust them for this now. Trillions of dollars, millions of lives lost, hundreds of thousands of U.S. soldiers dealing with PTSD, taking their own lives every 22 minutes. Maimed, scarred for life. For what? We're going to take out the Taliban, George Bush said. We're going to take out the Taliban. We left them in power with more weapons and money than we fucking found them with. You explain to me, you feel good? You trust these people? You trust their narrative? What did Tony Montana say? Who do I trust? Me. That's who I trust. How many times are you going to let someone lie to you? The American people are like that battered woman, and I hate to use that example, that battered woman that keeps going back to her abuser. He's going to treat me different this time. He's going to do the right thing this time. He's going to be there. We're worse than a battered woman. Massive Stockholm Syndrome. I don't believe shit. I don't care if an alien came and touched me right now. I'm like, I am an alien from fucking Mars, and Elon Musk sent me a fucking thing to get... I would laugh. I'd be, get the fuck out of my face, demon. You're a shape-shifting demon. You guys figured out how to come here. If it was real. Until then, this is man-made shit. I'm talking about we physically see an alien that you can fucking touch him. Okay? Then you got to question everything. Meaning, go listen to the lecture I gave. Demonic deception. Go look at where the New Age movement started. Go study Aleister Crowley and his buddies and Hollywood. They're all connected. This is the final act. Ding dang dang dang. We preconditioned people to believe there's aliens for 50 years. For 50 years. Meanwhile, we worship devils and demons who have the same characteristics. Shapeshift. Telepathy. Abduction. Lost time, which happens with possession, by the way. People that have been possessed, there's a lot that they don't realize happened while they were possessed. Lost time. Okay? This is my humble opinion. You might think I'm a psycho. You might think I'm out of my mind. You might think I'm a fool. You might think I'm crazy. You might think I'm entertaining. You know, I'm not always right. But if I had to guess, if it's one or the other, demonic deception, we're going to actually see these beings, as I've said publicly, and they're going to try to tell you that, you know, religion and all that was a lie, and we're going to bring world peace, and you guys have to listen to us, and it might not be like an invasion. They're going to blow, like, you listen to us, and we're going to govern you now, and who the fuck knows how the deception is going to come. These are possible scenarios. You know? Possible scenarios. Frustration and confusion grows as more residents in New Jersey report drone sightings. Okay? Airports are closing because of this. I mean, this is crazy, bro. But a lot of people called it. A lot of people called it. The question is, which narrative is the true narrative? That's the part we have to figure out. That's the part. Don't take what I'm saying. Store it. If this happens, shit, I remember Beck mentioned this. Maybe you have a different opinion. You know, and what you said happens. I'm like, okay, shit, Johnny said this. He said it would look like this. Let's see. Let's see. But if you think that something massive is not coming, when you have thousands of drones all over the country, all over the world, all at the same time, right before the most powerful seat on earth is about to be occupied by Donald Trump, the timing of it, the chaos in the Middle East, the chaos in Russia, the volatility of this country, the way we're splintered and divided, it's the perfect time for something massive to happen before January 6th and January 20th. If I was a betting man, I would say the probability on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say a 9. I leave off 1%, you know, that 1 point for God, because God has all wisdom. 9 out of 10 chance something extraordinary like has never been seen by humanity or staged in front of humanity will happen, in my humble opinion, before this transition of power. A probability of continuity of government from a 1 to 10, I give it a 6.5 to a 7.5% that will happen. And martial law will be declared. If I was a betting man. Right now, I'm betting on my intuition. I'm betting on my instinct. I'm betting on the deception I've seen throughout my life. I'm betting on all the lies I've been told. I'm betting on God. I'm betting on the deceivers. I'm betting on people like Billy Carson, who are, in my opinion, don't sue me, Billy. You seem to have a habit of that. In my opinion, are full of shit, that were sent to deceive people, to take them away from God, to teach you that you were created by aliens, that you are inferior. When God created Adam, he made the angels bow to him. We are not inferior. We've been led to believe so. There are other species on this universe, in this world that we live in. The unseen, in different dimensions, interdimensional. The devil's realm is parallel to this earth. What if they figured a way to open a portal? What if that's what the CERN project really is? What if they figured out a way to open a wormhole? They say that these UFOs are coming up from the water. We know, at least from the Islamic perspective, that the devil's throne sits above water. We know that. We know he has armies. We know that these species have different capabilities. They can fly. They can teleport. This is demonic description, not alien. Although it sounds like the way they've pre-notioned you to believe in aliens. So is it a way for us to be fooled to worship the demonic realm? Is that what this is? I do not know. We're going to find out, though. The rest of the news seems kind of pretty boring compared to this. Although this was a very good day. Pelosi fell down and broke her hip, so they gave her emergency hip replacement surgery at a military hospital in Germany. But if me and you fall and can't walk, no one's coming to save you unless you got insurance. No one's coming to save you. Not even Luigi Mangione can save you. You're done. San Francisco has experienced its first tornado warning in recorded history. TikTok is still fucked. Syrian rebel leader, Israel has no more excuses to strike. We don't seek conflict. Okay? We don't want war. Why would you want war? They didn't bomb you. They allowed you to march to Damascus. I'm sure that was by accident. Coincidental. Ukrainian drones strike Russia as Kiev reels from consecutive massive air attacks. Images appear to show Russia dismantling military equipment in Syria. Louisiana reports its first probable human H5N1 case as California logs another. Biden talking about taking assault weapons. Me and you know he's not the one tweeting. He doesn't even know where the fuck he is. One of my first cousins was with him yesterday. Literally, pictures with him. She was at the White House for Christmas. I love my cousin. I wouldn't have went to that event if you gave me all the fucking money on earth. I don't give a fuck if he's called a president, not a president. I wouldn't have went to that event in that White House if they gave me all the fucking money on earth, let alone bring my child. I wouldn't. Creepy looking in the fucking pictures too. I'm not going to post this. My family, I love them. I'm creepy. Fucking creepy. What's even more creepy from the king of fucking creeps, Joe Biden pardoned a Chinese spy who possessed disgusting images in media of children. That's fucking disgusting. That's why I wouldn't go to an event where he's at, and let alone bring my child. That's the type of people that you pardon? What else you want to know about our government, bro? What else you want to know about our president? What else you want to know about the people in charge? What else more do you need to know than this fucking story right here? What else do you need to know? Please tell me, what else do you need to know about his character? And it's not even him. He's like 90 years old. He doesn't even know where he is. The people that are involved with him. What else do you want to know? Clemency versus pardon. To address the confusion, it is important to differentiate between a pardon and a clemency. Okay, let's differentiate. A pardon absolves an individual of their crimes and erases the legal consequences of their conviction. It signifies forgiveness and often comes after the individual has demonstrated extraordinary rehabilitation. Clemency reduces or eliminates the punishment but does not negate the conviction itself. He's being set free one way or the other. We don't give a fuck. A sick fuck like that, looking at images of children being assaulted, bro. This guy deserves to be hanging from a fucking noose, not giving clemency. Not giving clemency. He should be eating dirt. And I'm not saying anyone should do anything to the guy, but it's disgusting. Anyone that can do this to innocent children or enjoy watching that type of imagery of children being taken advantage of, okay, he doesn't get it removed from his record. He's Chinese. He doesn't give a fuck. He stole information for the Chinese government. He's on his way back as a hero over there and probably to continue abusing other children. Probably. But yeah, let him go, Joe. Oh, there's a King of Kings. There's a King of Kings and his day will come. You'll have nowhere to go. You'll have nowhere to run. There's a day of judgment, my friends, and it's gonna come. And people like this, God is gonna punish like the scum they are. What a world we live in. Who needs to read books and movies and fiction when you can just talk about the shit that's going on? Unbelievable. I'd love to hear your comments on all of this episode. Please drop your comments. I want to thank all of you. Viosa, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate all of you. I really want to try to knock out this special with Wes Huff. I'm going to have to knock out Wes Huff, bro. Not physically. Knock him out. I'm going to have to debunk. You wanted to take shots. You wanted to put stuff that's not true, which is why you became famous for attacking Billy Carson, catching him in his lies, catching him in his bullshit. And I'm going to have to do the same to you, oh Wes Huff. Why did you open that can of worms, man? You should have stayed on Billy, man. You should have stayed on Billy Carson. You shouldn't have came this way, Wes Huff. You shouldn't have came this way, Wes Huff. And this is not between me and the Christians. This is between me and Wes Huff. You're going to spew nonsense. I have to respond. I'm not going to allow you to make statements that are not true. And I'm going to prove they're not true. So like you debunked Billy, I'm going to debunk you. A Bible scholar who doesn't even speak Aramaic, the language of Jesus Christ. And yes, you might know more about history and this and that, but I don't need much to debunk most of your bullshit. And I'm going to debunk it. I'm going to debunk. You can take your superimposed views and make up whatever you want and add whatever you want as far as meaning. But there are some things that are undeniable in that book that do not make sense, and you have nowhere to run, Wes Huff. Nowhere to run. I will be releasing that episode soon. I do have to travel. There's a lot going on. I appreciate your support. Please don't be offended with some of my views. You're not going to agree with everything. That doesn't mean we're enemies. Doesn't mean I don't respect you. And it doesn't mean that I don't believe you have the right to practice what you believe. It's quite the contrary. See, in my book, I just want to make it real simple here. Just so you understand, and this is how the majority of Muslims believe. Just so you guys understand. In the chapter, it says the non-believers. Say, O Prophet, O you who disbelieve. Those of you that don't believe in Islam. Okay. I don't worship what you worship, nor do you worship what I worship, right? You believe what you want to believe. I believe what I want to believe. This is the Holy Quran, chapter 109. It's called Kafirun. You worship what you want to worship. I will worship what I want to worship. You're never going to worship what I worship. I'm never going to worship what you worship. And it ends with, you have your way, I have my way. Now, when you're going to make certain statements and comments about my way, it's different if it's your opinion. See, I'm not attacking his opinion. What I'm going to attack are statements that are simply not true. And I'm going to show you why they're not true. Why they're inaccurate. Not my opinion, not me pushing my faith on you, simply pointing out what I believe to be not true. Meaning, factually. This is what it says. Here's what it is. This is what he said. What are you, the audience, you judge. You judge. When I release this episode, you judge if you think I wasn't being fair. And I will look at your comments. So don't take it the wrong way. I'm saying this because I know most of you in here right now are my hardcore. Hardcore followers, you're loyal. Bare minimum, you're going to be very entertained, educated, and you're going to see a different perspective about world faith from a different side. And that's really all it is. So don't take it the wrong way. And I also know we're right before the holidays, and I don't want to offend my Christian brothers and sisters. I don't want to bring up how it's Mithra's birthday on December 25th, the Roman sun god. I don't want to tag it to that, even though it really is. I go check. Jesus didn't come. He didn't come for the Romans. He came for the Israelites. In his own word. He came to bring the children of Israel back on the path of God. He didn't come for the whole world. When he comes back, and I believe like you do that he's coming back, when he comes back, he's coming for the whole world this time. His first time around, he wasn't here for the whole world. He said it himself. I have only come for the lost sheep of Israel. When he comes back, he comes for the whole world. But who spread his message? Pagans, pagan Romans, who believed in a god called Mithra. On December 25th, he was born. Look it up. By a man who was massacring the first Christians, a man named Paul, who wrote 28 to 30% of the Bible. A man who never met Jesus Christ, never even drank a coffee with him. A man who was taking the early Christians known as Ebionites. Look it up. The first Christians were Jews who accepted Christ. They didn't believe he was divine. And they hunted them down. And they massacred them. And they threw them into the Colosseum. People like Paul. And they couldn't figure it out amongst themselves for 320 fucking years. They debated whether he was just a prophet or if he was God. The Council of Nicaea wasn't just about the Bible. It was, is he God or is he just a prophet? And they went at it. They almost had a civil war in Christianity at that time. That is a fact. Look it up. So is it Paul's words? Or was it the Master Christ, who should have been following the Ten Commandments, who said, what? Thou shalt not make any image of thy Lord. Thou shalt not worship anything carved. You say it yourselves, he was a Jew. He wasn't a Jew, he was an Israelite. The Jews have many tribes. He was one of the children of Israel. The tribes of Israel. He was sent by God to bring them back on the path. Why? Because every time he gave them guidance, they rebelled. Moses built a calf. John the Baptist, the Messiah is coming, chopped his head off. The Messiah came himself. Christians believe he was hung on the cross. Muslims say, no. He wasn't hung on the cross. God saved him. That's the difference between a Christian and a Muslim. Both love him, both believe in him in different positions. Christians believe he's divine. Muslims say, no, we believe like the Ebionites. We believe he was another in the chain of command, sent to bring the world back onto the path of God. And because of the rebellion against him, he led everyone astray. These are the differences in core doctrine, which I think you'll appreciate. I don't care if you believe what I believe. I think you'll find it interesting. But at least if you're going to hear it, you can hear it from me. But he explains to me, and he'll hopefully explain, a book compiled with various authors in multiple languages that no one speaks today. That I've never met a Christian that prays in the language of Christ. Not one. That when you translate from one language to another, you lose 30 to 40% of its true meaning. And I can go on and on and on. And I'm going to in this special edition that I'm going to do because I have to address Wes Huff. And I don't need to spend 30 years in college studying language. And you didn't even spend time studying the language he spoke, which was Aramaic. Yeah, I can speak Hebrew. Aramaic, buddy. Aramaic. But you're going to explain to me a lot of the points you made how you came to those conclusions. Because I know what my conclusions are, and I can show you where I got the information from. But all of this bickering back and forth between religions, all it's helping is make people believe in aliens. This back and forth shit of us debating each other and fighting each other is just making more people not believe in God, which is why I hate seeing these debates, which is like, it's like a catch-22. You either respond or you don't respond. If you don't respond, more people get deceived. You respond, people hate you for responding, even though they're attacking what you believe. It's like, it's a no-win situation. It just helps people become atheists, in my opinion, one way or the other. But I happen to be someone, I don't run away from a fight, and I can admit when I'm wrong, and I can admit when I make a mistake, like I did early in the episode. I used to say publicly that angels, that's the difference between me and Billy Carson. I'm not going to sit there for 3 hours going, well, it was a conspiracy, and they trapped me, and they fucking did this to me, and that's why I came up with those. No, I made an, in my opinion, not a horrible mistake, but it's not free will in the sense that human beings have. And I explained earlier why, right? So I made a mistake because it's not an absolute truth, right? It's a little bit gray. But compared to human beings, angels don't have the same, in my opinion, and some scholars, the same free will. They don't have the same composition as us where they can make the same mistakes we do. And they haven't. And I'm still not changing my stance that the devil was never an angel. He lived amongst the angels. And maybe those orbs, who knows, man? Maybe they're angels. They're made of light. Who knows? If there is a portal open to another dimension, you could see things that will boggle your mind because they will defy science. If those beings get into this world with their powers, they will be able to shapeshift in front of our eyes if they've made it into this dimension. And there's a very strong chance, my friends, that the demonic realm, or what the Christians would call the bottomless pit, may have been opened. This is the theory. I don't claim to be Billy Carson. I have forbidden knowledge. No one knows the truth but me. I'm a genius. Pay me money right now. Come to my classes. Make sure you buy some fucking silver and drink it. Make sure you spend thousands of dollars. I haven't made a fucking penny on this podcast. Not a dollar. A couple $100 here and there from YouTube. Barely. Barely. The amount of time I spent. That's the difference. So I'm going to address these things. I'm getting ready to finish this episode. Sorry for the rant at the end. Like I said, didn't mean to offend, not trying to offend, but I will show the other perspective. And that's all I ask. Keep an open mind. Hear what I have to say. Drop comments. Say whatever you want, negative. Just be respectful. I don't call you bad names. I don't think I deserve that. I'm not trying to hurt people. I give you my opinion based on my experience, my research, what I believe for me and for many people to be the truth. 1 out of 5 people in the world. If anything, you're going to gain insight and a further deepened understanding of why maybe we believe in what we believe in. That's all. But the bottom line is we all believe in Christ. We believe he's going to come back down. And when he comes back down, he'll tell us who's right and wrong. We don't have a right to destroy each other. We don't have a right to hate each other. We don't have a right to go to war with each other. Every single religion says don't kill. Don't take life unless in an act of defense. Never be the oppressor. Plenty of people of all these faiths have done worse than that. So it's not the religion's fault. I will always say this. It is the actions of human beings that are flawed. It is not religion. It is a lack of following their own religions and casting judgment on other religions. And everyone's guilty of that. So, with that said, I hope you enjoy this Saturday night. I'm going to head out. I'm going to see if I can knock out that Wes Huff episode. I appreciate all of you that super chatted me. Your support goes a long way. I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is your boy Bek Lover, and we are living in interesting times indeed. To the next episode. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Make sure you check out all the interviews. I got the fire coming, my friends. 2025, if the world is not in an intergalactic battle with aliens and demons and oh my, we'll have a great year, God willing. World War III, I mean, it's all up in the air. The viruses, it's all out there. It's time, my friends, for chaos. Till the next episode.